your swords to their sheaths, dispel your magic spells, unstring your bows. There's far more important business.
Blood Bowl!
Yes! And our welcome goes out to all of you. Once again, your humble servants are here to bring you the match, live from the ground.
If this doesn't end up in a massacre, I'm a goblin.
Oh, you're safe for today, Jim. They're in for a hiding.
The players are ready. He's got a hand to the bull.
Yeah, now he's looking around for support.
Wizards have not always been able to cast spells safely from behind the sidelines. Were you playing at the time in an Albion League, a second division that prohibited spellcasting from off the pitch?
Oh, yes. They were great times. I remember fans traveling to games just to see how well Wizards stood up to the mad charge of a raving Blood Bowl star. The noise created by a sizzling fireball, followed by the characteristic sound of the snapping of the Wizard's neck.
Wallop! Right on the schmuzzle!
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose from now on.
He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean?
The Referees Guild has decided to hire a bodyguard for each game.
Another brilliant idea. And just how effective will one bodyguard be against a stadium full of supporters?
True, could be a bit one-sided. Funny how his head went one way and the body the other.
Poetry in motion.
What we'd like to see...
More often.
You can't say much about that.
Full-blooded but perfectly legal.
I don't know if we really like that uppercut.
He may not have liked it, but he certainly ate it.
Now, there's one that won't be coming back in a hurry. Fortunately for that player, medicine has come on leaps and bounds since your days, Bob.
I hope so, Jim. Yes, I hope so.
Did you hear about the Evil Gits? The team that is made up of the mix of evil players?
Their fans won the Most Evil Supporters of the Year award. Fully merited from what I've seen. Yep, upside down. That's one way to look at things. If I can get their game going again.
That face job is a lot cheaper than a plastic surgeon.
I don't know if he planned it, but it won't do him any harm in the looks department. You think he'll be able to get up after that blow, Jim?
Oh, yes. He's not the sort to stay down.
The Blood Bowl annals are littered with the stories of teams who've gone bust with crippling debts.
And with the cost of doping and bribery on the rise, the problem won't be going away. The ball changes hands.
That'll do nicely. Incoming!
Well, it is a violent sport. Bet that hurt. Good job his nose got in the way.
Yeah, otherwise he'd have got it full in the face.
Looks like there was some bad blood between those two, eh, Bob?
Yeah, Jim. Something to do with swapped body parts.
Blood Bowl is reputedly the toughest of all sports.
So they say, but it really only comes down to taking a few hits.
Hold still and then pow! Right in the face. Well, that's one with a good reason to go see the apothecary.
Yep, looks like he's gonna need a good one.
It's not looking good for the defense.
First touchdown has been scored. We can say that the match has finally started.
Here we go again for another bloodbath. The player gets hold of the ball. Ew, slime balls, diseases, rotting flesh. To some, it's a beautiful sight, Bob.
Don't forget the smell, Jim.
Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me. I didn't notice that pungent, acrid stench of death and bile. God! Blech! We don't see much of the heroes of lore these days.
No, I don't know.
For any spectators who aren't aware, the heroes of lore hope to show the world a better way by honest, strategic play on the pitch.
It's probably a good thing we don't see them. And then followed by a clean uppercut. Well done!
That's got rid of his opponent with ease.
Ouch! Right in the face! The other guy couldn't dodge that.
This player has opened the slapping box and gives rather generously. Look over there. Some cute little elf beauties are selling Big Moot sandwiches in the stands.
Hey, I'm off to get one. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
And so now you like Big Moot sandwiches?
No way! A little elf beauty, yeah.
What finesse, what style, what perfection.
What a hammer blow! Reminds me of when I took Griff to bits in the '91 final against Reichland.
Oh, yeah. You kneecapped him. That's what regulation clobbering. know, one of the most unsportsmanlike Nurgle teams out there is the Decayed Renegade.
Oh, yeah, Jim. And they have a large appetite for foul play.
Let's hope for some of that action today, Bob.
Indeed, Jim.
Now that's what I call interception.
An intercession.
I said interception, you fool.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, the thrower is going to need an intercession from someone to save him from the fans.
Doesn't look like he'll be getting back on his feet too soon.
He should be up before next week's match. This player was really strong. Do you think they have some troll blood in them?
Could be. Or maybe his opponent shouldn't speak that way about the family.
It seems this player does all the talking with the fists.
And they clearly know how to get hurt. This is what I call lightning fast.
The opponent looks a little dizzy. Here we go, Nurgle style again, Bob.
Who can argue with some high-quality infectious foul play, Jim?
Indeed, Bob. Sure is funny to see the opposition trying to stay healthy when they play against a Nurgle team.
That's true, Jim. I think we're lucky commentating and watching the game from afar, Jim.
Touchdown! They did it!
A nice run. They really deserve it. And they're off!
He's got the ball! And don't forget, children, don't try and do this at home. Remember, these are seasoned professionals.
Well, one of them is anyway. Did you know the Nurgle Rotters went missing in the Sea of Ice in '88?
That's right, Bob. They drifted for years, all the players frozen stiff in huge blocks of ice.
Until some local fishermen boarded the vessel and brought it southwards. Once defrosted, they were quickly back in business.
That's right, Bob. By the time the boat arrived back to shore, the crew had become devoted fans, and the ship's cat transformed into a beast of Nurgle. It looks like nothing can stop the Nurgle's rotters. Finally, there's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation. Okay, it's halftime. No doubt the players will be grateful. That's it. The ball's in play. There's gonna be trouble.
Here's a question, Bob. Why do you think these Skaven agreed to join the Underworld Goblins to play Blood Bowl?
I don't know, really. I'm sure it has something to do with that warp stone of theirs.
Yes, that's it, Bob. In fact, since they are both addicted to it, their agreement is to simply share the warp stone they find.
Ah, so we have a team of two warp stone addicted races playing together today? I don't know if it's a good thing, Jim.
Well, at least they found common ground, Bob. Or shouldn't I say, common underground? Nice left punch, right on the nose.
Sure was, Jim. It's broken now.
Nurgle. Why are Nurgle teams always so popular, Bob?
Because all their fans are infected, Jim. I think she's singing him a lullaby.
That right hook was worthy of a black orc.
You're telling me it'll take a while to get over it. Every now and again, Blood Bowl throws up a real mixed bag of a team.
Like the motley horde, just made up of a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, can't be easy to coach those cast-offs every day of the week. I hope they've got a decent set of spare limbs to patch them up.
They'll be needing more than limbs, Bob. More than limbs.
What violence!
Yes, it's a great spectacle, Bob. As soon as he throws his first punch.
We know the opponent will be out for lunch. Oh, brilliant sidekick to the face. Let's see that again in slow-mo.
Ouch! That punch knocked his teeth down his throat.
Yes, Jim, that's never a nice sight.
Hey, Bob, here we have an Underworld team. I can't wait to see what will happen.
Oh, yeah, Jim. Especially if they fight each other during the game, like they always do.
I'm sure they won't even pass the ball to their own teammates.
Ah, nicely said, Jim. And even if they do lose, the fans will be satisfied.
And so will we, Bob. So will we.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot, get off the pitch! If you can't take a little block like that...
Maybe they'll never play Blood Bowl again.
Good! I've got better things to do with my time.
Yep, upside down. That's one way to look at things. A recent medical report stated that cerebral hemorrhages were less frequent in Blood Bowl players. Amazing when you come to think of it.
Not really, when you consider that brains are also less frequent.
Ouch! Right in the face. The other guy couldn't dodge that one.
What a mean hit!
As you say, it is pure art. Go back home now.
Ouch! That punch knocked his teeth down his throat.
Yes, Jim, that's never a nice sight.
He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean?
Yep, good pass.
The other team didn't keep the eye on the ball.
Today's insight comes from Jaime Schnivel, coach and owner of the Goblin Lowdown Rats team. In yesterday's Spike magazine, he said that Blood Bowl was like war. No winners, just survivors.
Oh, now that's deep. About as deep as his team's position in the rankings. Boom! In the face, and then followed by a clean uppercut. Well done!
Here we go, Nurgle style again, Bob.
Who can argue with some high-quality infectious foul play, Jim?
Indeed, Bob. Sure is funny to see the opposition trying to stay healthy when they play against a Nurgle team.
That's true, Jim. I think we're lucky commentating and watching the game from afar, Jim.
Needs some time to get his senses back.
What a coward!
Get up, loser!
What violence!
Yes! It's a great spectacle, Bob. That right hook was worthy of a Black Hawk.
You're telling me it'll take a while to get over it.
Nice left punch, right on the nose.
Sure was, Jim. It's broken now. They're not far from the line now. And the scoreboard can't keep up with the touchdowns. This just blown a fuse.
That wasn't a fuse blowing. The fans just catapulted a player's head into it. Slime balls, diseases, rotting flesh. To some, it's a beautiful sight, Bob.
Don't forget the smell, Jim.
Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me. I didn't notice that pungent, acrid stench of death and bile. God, there.
And we're off.
Very sunny.
Just look at that clear sky, Jim.
Another glorious day, but that blinding sunshine may affect the passing game.
Great! Then maybe the teams will turn their attention to hitting each other and...
It made picking that ball up look easy. And don't forget, children, don't try and do this at home. Remember, these are seasoned professionals.
Well, one of them is anyway.
Finally, there's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation.
Did you know one of the most unsportsmanlike Nurgle teams out there is the Decayed Renegade?
Oh, yeah, Jim. And they have a large appetite for foul play.
Let's hope for some of that action today, Bob.
Indeed, Jim.
I doubt that he'll be taking any further part in the match.
No, I'd say that the apothecary had his work cut out for him.
What finish, what style, what perfection.
What a hammer blow! Did you think I'd be able to get up after that blow, Jim?
Oh, yes. He's not the sort to stay down. Players are far less resistant to collisions than they used to be.
That wasn't a collision. It was an assassination.
The blood will never clot if he keeps running around like that. Nurgle, Nurgle, Nurgle. Why are Nurgle teams always so popular, Bob?
Because all their fans are infected, Jim. Brilliant side kick to the face. Let's see that again in slow motion.
This player has opened the slapping box and gives rather generously.
Luckily for him, he's in a coma.
Yeah, but I think it will still be hurting when he comes round in a day or two.
Did you know the Nurgle rotters went missing in the Sea of Ice in '88?
That's right, Bob. They drifted for years, all the players frozen stiff in huge blocks of ice.
Until some local fishermen boarded the vessel and brought it southwards. Once defrosted, they were quickly back in business.
That's right, Bob. By the time the boat arrived back to shore, the crew had become devoted fans, and the ship's cat transformed into a beast of Nurgle. It looks like nothing can stop the Nurgle's rotters.
Win, lose, or draw. Doesn't really matter when you see a match like that.
That's reflected in the excellent mark it received. Okay, so they're bigger and stronger than the opposition, but where did that get them?
Nowhere. But do you think they'll learn?
Learning implies neurons.
They must be disappointed. But they've got to convert possession into points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they look very pretty, passing the ball around, but there's no points for artistic merit.
Even with the best player on the pitch, they managed to lose.
Imagine what the score would have been if he wasn't there.
They could have cut the pitch in half today.
Yes, the opposition hardly ever got over the halfway line.
So, we're in for a dope-free match.
Well, on the pitch at least.
A bit strange, I might say. The ref didn't show one single card during the whole match.
I think somebody sawed his arms off.